Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the American Revolutionary mod. Last time around we fought in Upper Canada against the British, and we took their province capital up there, so we took the entire province of Upper Canada, leaving the British with only one territory left. And as I said last time around, I was going to end turn, and we're possibly going to end up next episode probably starting off in a fight, and that's exactly what happened. I thought it would going to be the British, though, possibly coming down, attacking us from the north, or maybe from the south, trying to retake it. But instead, it's the Cherokee natives that attack us, which is actually a scenario I don't really like, because it would have been a lot better if I had attacked them. Because this means that there's still going to be another 2 battles, as I'm going to have to attack the capitals of these provinces and take them out. A large part of the forces within there is going to be taken out, though. In terms of numbers, the natives are, I think, actually, yeah, they are outnumbering us. They're outnumbering us by what? 700 soldiers, roughly. Luckily for me, not a lot of it is cavalry, as I note. Their gunners are pretty good. Not so much for the fact that they're got good accuracy, but because they are able to put down a lot of fire. The tribesmen skirmishers are also pretty good. Those arrows do, I mean, they can fire them really quickly. They can fire them from concealed positions and stuff like that. Elite warriors, I mean, they don't have that great of a morale. So taking out the generals would be very nice. Just taking them out would easily see most of them rout, as they have such poor morale. But we've seen that it kinda doesn't work that way when we fight the natives. They still fight pretty hard, even though the morale is pretty low. I mean, the lowest my guys go to is about 6, except for the cannons. But 6 is roughly like the standard one, and then the elite gonna go for 8. While these guys, I would say the standard is closer to like 3 or 4, which is pretty bad. Anyways, let's see if we cannot put our mind to it, and in this episode, end the Cherokee menace. So without further ado, let's draw into battle with them. We ran into a little bit of a problem, trying to do this battle twice in a row, but it actually crashes all on the loading screen at a certain point. So it doesn't seem as though this one's gonna work, so we're gonna have to retreat and figure out something else. Probably work better for us, because I will be able to attack the province capitals instead. Transportation to Australia. Constructions. Oh, the military barracks. What new troops do I get? Philadelphia Light Cavalry is certainly not a new unit. It's gonna be hard to tell, because I don't even know what unit we had to begin with. American Long Rifles. Those guys are new. 75% accuracy is pretty... Oh, and then we have Cheval Dragoon, so we've got French Cavalry. We're gonna definitely need some of these Kentucky long rifles. Put them on the field. Should have gotten the same barrack over here, so there should be maybe more new units over here. That one is not new. It's gonna be hard to tell, because I don't even remember which unit we had to begin with. Doesn't really say. We have more American long rifles. Lee's Legion might be new. I don't know. No, it's really hard to tell. Also, at some point, I really need to get a better great arsenal. Right, so it didn't really work to attack there. This one's gonna be upgraded as well. Why did I do that? What do I get from this? Do we get... Is there any special units here? Connecticut Light Horse. I think military governance is better all over the place. I mean, I make already so much money that I don't really need to use any more. Right, the British have been able to somehow replenish their army there, so it's going to be a second fight. They have not tried to contest us taking this, even though they have 2 turns to try and do it. They're really building up a new force here. Could be that I need to send more reinforcements to this area. Not entirely sure if the French... I really also kind of wanted them to attack one of these wooden forts, because I kind of want the battle around the wooden fort. Right, we're still gonna fight down here. Wait, didn't I replenish all these guys already? Oh no, we lost the 500 men here. I was wondering, like, did I lose men from retreating? Oh, now there's even more natives. There's 4,000 in the village, and they're gonna be replenished by 3,000. That's one hell of a battle. And I do want to play it, but it could be that that one doesn't work either. In which case, secondary battle could be... secondary choice for a battle would be these guys attacking the Iroquois, which I think would be a similar situation, in which we're facing off against a huge number of native forces. Gonna bring up these 2 forces. And these 2 are not even close to the amount the natives here would bring. I do need to recruit a lot of forces. We do have more troops here than we'd actually need, so 2 of these should definitely head up there. And then one of the Georgia skirmishers should go there, just so we have some actual units. And then thinking that we're definitely going to be needing some troops to replace our losses. We need troops to come up here, and then we definitely need more troops up north. But right, let's try this again then. Nathaniel Greene clearing away the Cherokee nations. Surprise, surprise, that didn't work either. So we're forced to pull back once more. This leaves these guys in kind of a vulnerable position. Right, we're gonna have to figure out another battle then, which is this one here, which might also crash. They intercept us. Not as big of a force, but yeah, here it goes. Let's try this one. It's a night battle, and we start off on a pretty good hill here in the kind of the corner. So I'm just gonna sit here and wait for my reinforcement, especially my cannons. And luckily for me, the natives... Oh shit, they actually... some of them spawn behind me. That's not great. If I'd known that... God damn. And it's cavalry as well. Chief's bloody bodyguard. Luckily, I guess, the... I mean... we're not actually gonna have Hartley's regiment move up the hill. We're gonna have these guys move in. Cavalry. The Baltimore Dragoons need to get here ASAP. It's a bloody chief's bodyguard, and he's moving directly towards Hartley's regiment. Hartley cannot form squares, so he has to hide behind the Spanish. Our musket men are kind of in position. Oh, charging into my Spanish. Killed enemy general though. Right, Let's have the general retreat back and we'll leave it up to the infantry to deal with these guys. It's a lot of the enemy cavalry that's coming this way, so that's good that we're getting rid of them. Kinda not good though that I had, as my second line, I had the weaker congressional militia. And now they're in charge of dealing with all the cavalry and the reinforcements that's coming in. The reinforcements... Oh, these guys are just sitting here. It's a lot of cavalry. Well, that's nice, then I can defeat their army. Kind of on our own here, and they're gonna sit shooting back at us. And we kind of got this crevasse going in between. And if they're just gonna sit there like a bunch of idiots, then that's just fine by me. As long as my congressional militia holds. Oh shit, where are you going? That's the general! Alright, up onto my hill. More cavalry is turning up over here. They're probably gonna go for the square again. Just shot at them. Hartley's regiment, we can place them out there and shoot at them from there. Everyone go into square. Are they gonna try and come around? Seems like an odd way to go about it. I'll still have the cavalry up here. I was thinking about maybe moving them over here. But I changed my mind. Medicine men. Just gonna be annihilated by Hartleys. Firing a good volley there. Spanish Marines lost a lot of troops. Congressional militia has lost over 100 men already. Looks like there's no more reinforcements. We got elite Mohawk warriors. The last of the Mohawks. Medicine men took a volley from the Spaniards. But I wonder if they'll hold and the elite Mohawks just fire a volley of arrows. Tribal gunners have turned up. I'm gonna throw up a square somewhere around here to stop them. Form square. We'll place the commander inside. Baltimore Dragoons will move around. Lancers are on the move. I really don't want to lose my cannons. We're gonna form square. We're gonna place the cannons in there until I can figure out a way to actually get around here. Okay, my Spaniards not doing too well against the elite warriors. The 2nd Battalion needs to come in and help them. And then Hartley's regiment is gonna swap place like that. I'm gonna get the Spaniards like so. And then the 1st Battalion of Warrior Society. Okay, I think the Spaniards are ready to fire. Just in time for the elite Mohawks to retreat. Okay, don't fire then, and instead wait for... Oh, they're charging the other square, the one without cannons. Bloody Lancers turned up from over there. Damn it! Hartley's regiment was attacked by Lancers. However, the Lancers are dying, so that's good. No, Hartley's was dying. Lost 2/3 of its unit. We've got a really small square of troops here holding off. These guys are doing their volleys against the Warrior Society. I guess more troops are actually turning up here. As long as you... Oh, no, 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 not my cannons. Thing is, if they break through... And the cannons are not unlimbered, they'll die, so I'll unlimber them. Thing is, they will kill the like train and cannon and everything if they're caught off guard. So I'll unlimber them. Alright, Baltimore Dragoons, charge down those tribal gunners and get rid of them. Congressional Militia, both units have now lost 100 men, so we're down. So we've lost 200 of those. A lot of the native troops, it was a big blow to lose Hartley's regiment. We need to retreat up the hill here. So I'll bring up the 5th Pennsylvania. And then in time, I'll get the Spanish regiments up here as well. We ran down these. The square over here is yet again attacked by yet another Lancer regiment. Green Mountain Rangers. Form square and try to hold off the Lancers. Tribal gunners are turning up behind. Okay, it's time for the Spanish to leave. Unless we want to lose them. They lost tons of men. But that's not too surprising given that it's... I mean, it's a night battle against the natives. Damn, medicine men, musket men. I think these guys are now preparing to fire volley style instead against these, and that's why we're holding fire. We got volley coming in from over here. This one's probably gonna break. At least these guys are gone, and the guys down there are gone. This square will get up onto the hill. Baltimore Dragoons. Move, see if we can get some possible aid up here. Congressional Militia are held, but that's because the enemy just stood to fire with us. Who's that? That's enemy. The Spanish regiments made it in. You will drop the square and make a line next to the 5th Pennsylvania. And then as the second line, we'll have the Spanish. We're trying to come around. I've put the Baltimore Dragoons here, so they will be able to fire on these. These guys are about to break the guys we're shooting at. So I'm gonna replace this Congressional Militia with the unit that is, I was about to say fresh, but fresher than the other one. Okay, now they're charged in. We'll have this one then move to support. You will hold fire, as I do not intend to have you guys shoot down our own. We will drop this square and now move them onto the hill. Congressional Militia probably not doing too well against all these Cherokee warriors. However, with the supporting fire and now the counter charge of the flanking unit, one of the bastards is still standing. Baltimore Dragoons will advance and fire. And then charge in to get rid of them. Second regiment will go into square. Baltimore Dragoons rode them down. So one of our militia is retreating. Cannon in troop should be making it towards the hill. Is that cavalry moving down there? No, it's Warrior Society. I guess, I'm hoping these guys are done for, so we're gonna move you over there. You can stay in the square there, just in case someone turns up. Cavalry is gonna move down into the field. Mountain Rangers lost a lot. Or at least the 1st Battalion lost a lot. Trading volleys back and forth. Continental Marines versus Warrior Society. They're throwing the tomahawks at us. 5th Pennsylvania has lost a lot of men. Those mounted gunners have done a number on them. Let's see if I can get these. I think we just shot down our own men there with the general. I'm gonna put the generals over there. The Spanish are to back up the Marines. Ooh, there's quite a lot of enemies there. Charge down that Warrior Society. I want you to shoot down these, then we're gonna charge in to help out the Marines against the Cherokee. Not needed, the Cherokee was broken by the Spanish shot. This one is not gonna stay for much longer, is it? Marines have to retreat higher. Up this this hill. 5th Pennsylvania is back. We'll place them down here. The enemy isn't really charging, so you can move closer. Let's see. The Baltimore Dragoons is fighting those guys way too long. And it's not going well for us. We're gonna put the Green Mountain Boys along here. Or the Green Mountain guys, whatever. We're gonna put the cannon there. And we're holding on, we're holding on. Now, looking at the result of this battle, trying to attack head-on on the Cherokee capital seems like a very foolish idea. Are we gonna able to fire? No. Counter charge then. I think a counter charge will do well. And I think the Baltimore Dragoons firing on these guys. And then having these guys on the hill firing down is probably gonna see them off. And have the Baltimore Dragoons ride them down. So we got a victory there. We still have a lot of enemies here. You look at the balance of power. It's still in favor of the enemy. Oh, they're putting in the cavalry now. Form square with the Marines. This little Spanish line of mine. Okay, you're gonna move into square as well. I've got a general right here. He can fire and hopefully do a lot of... Okay, these guys have already rode away to the point where there's no point of us firing on them. It's this mounted gunner that I don't like. We're gonna get the generals, move them into a flank there and fire on him and get rid of him. The Baltimore Dragoons go rid of these. I'm worried about these though, so the Baltimore Dragoons will ride them down, get rid of them. Do we have range? We do have range to fire all the way over there. So we'll deploy the battery and start blasting those bastards. Okay, now it looks like they're actually charging. So we'll form square. And we do have the generals in the forest over there, which now they're out of range. I think our men will hold on though. The square will hold. We'll send the Baltimore Dragoons to find out what the enemy has left there. Generals to the top of the hill. Okay, you're firing all the way over there. I want you to fire there instead. If you can reach, or at least close by it. Then one of the units that still has plenty of men will be moved to the center. Let's see, 93. So the Green Mountain Rangers are the ones that will hold the front, as the other regiments have been torn up. Damn, where the bloody hell did you come from? We didn't actually fully defeat them, I guess. General will have to deal with those bastards. Ooh, these guys lost a lot. I think they were 250 or something when I sent them there. Let's see how the Baltimore Dragoons are faring. I fired a few shots, so I kind of want to see if there's any bodies that turned up around where the cannon shots landed. Doesn't look like it, but I'm pretty sure there's a sizable force there of enemies. Okay, all visible enemies except this general over here, and now we had a warrior society pop up. I wonder if there's more troops here though. There's more Mohawk warriors. Pull back towards the hill. Now I'm actually not that happy about my cannon position, because we're probably gonna need canister for this one. To position. To position. And backed up by these 3. And we'll place the small Spanish unit there with Congressional militia all the way in the back. And then the generals. I want the artillery to keep bombarding that Chief's Guard, and Baltimore Dragoons made that without a casualty sustained, so they'll go back to the native village and see if we can't find out the rest. Right, they're still moving our way as it is. Elite Mohawk warriors, 2 units. And then Winnebago warriors. Whatever the hell they are. Oh, the Baltimore Dragoons are now out of shot. But they should still stay in the vicinity just so we can see these guys. So they can spot them for the artillery. Now it's actually placing us in favor of victory in this battle. But it could still turn the other way. The Indians have a long way to march against us, and we'll be able to inflict quite a bit of damage on them with the artillery as they go, which should do nicely. I think this is the best way to take them on. It could have been that spreading out in a long line down here could have been better, because we would be able to push more fire into them. Right now I can't really fire overhead, and these guys are just there to kind of help if these guys charge in. But if they stay away and fire at long range, could be doing quite a bit of damage on us. I think the elite Mohawk warriors is probably actually the one to fire at, because these guys come with bow and arrow. And maybe also fire against the center one. They're sending 2 kind of on their way here. Could be that we can isolate this one and destroy it. Good cannon shots going in, but they all missed, so they weren't actually that good. And as it takes some time for them to actually get their shots off or start doing the fire by rank, we're gonna just let them okay, they're firing. I wonder though if they were firing at the Baltimore Dragoons, I'm pretty sure. And these guys fired towards the Winnebago infantry. I wonder, is the cannon in position to fire canister? If so, that would be probably more useful. Not losing too many infantry. Okay, the Winnebago is retreating. I kind of want to hold back these guys for a charge and like rout all of them. Canister is going in. It's long range canister though, so it's not taking that many bodies out of these guys. And this unit is losing a lot of manpower. We'll wait for second canister, and then I think we'll go in. And what we'll do is we'll just send everyone downhill, bayonet charge, with the cavalry going in first. Okay, we're ready for the canister. 144 went down to 111. That's a really good canister. And you know what? We don't even have to send the guys down bayonet charge, because the enemy's wavering. And they're now being overrun by my Baltimore Dragoons. They lost 6 men in the charge, 1 in contact with the natives, but I'm pretty sure these guys will be seen off really quickly. I can hear volleys coming in from the hill, so I'm just going to move my cavalry through to try and avoid as much friendly fire as possible. And there, those 2 units are gone. Looks like the enemy is retreating all the way back to their village. So it's time for us to go there. So we're sending everyone that way, except the little Spanish unit, of course. 2 generals will ride down this, while the Baltimore Dragoon take care of this one, making sure that they do not come back. And then we'll see about attacking the native village itself. I think it's safe to say those natives have had they've had their fill of battle and are not going to come back. We have 1 unit of Winnebago warriors, which have barely taken any casualties. Oh, we've got a 2nd unit that's turned up. It's the Winnebago units. And now my men have turned up as well. We'll place these guys in front, with the Spanish and the 5th Pennsylvania in the back. Cannons raining fire down on these guys. I think we probably can get 1 shot off before these ready for a charge. Congressional militia has opened fire. Looks like they're going for the generals. So I'll move the others over there to fire at them as they continue. Does the Winnebago have... No entirely sure what they're doing. They do all have tomahawks. We're not actually killing that many of them, but they are retreating. Now comes the cannon shots. With that, I'm telling them to fire on the general instead, and with the first unit routing, I think the rest will rout with them as my cavalry charge through, chase the second unit. That way you move away. I mean, you still upset this unit, and then the second, well, the volleys can go in and kill the rest of them. There's more elite Mohawk and medicine men. The natives could have definitely destroyed me if they just sent everything in. They really, and now my troops are in their bloody village. I was thinking that I would possibly start firing at some of the huts here just to kind of provoke them to come and attack me. Even though the AI probably didn't give a shit about it. Cavalry be put into the flank. Looks like we're gonna move a little bit too dangerously close to these natives. The chief's bodyguard is should be main target for my artillery. I wonder if we're gonna be able to get some shots off. Looks like they're moving in for a charge. Counter charge with the congressional militia, and then we'll see if we can have some of the units fire while the others fight, and definitely some shooting at the enemy general. Hammer and anvil. Let's have the cavalry move in. Let's swing these guys around. Is this one? Thought it might have been out of shot. Move into square to fortify yourself a little bit. Let's take down that general. Hold fire with the cannon. We are the ones that get the charge in. Just pull this little unit back, then it's not them they're fighting. Baltimore Dragoons doesn't look to be doing that well, and now the Green Mountain Rangers is pulling off there, and Congressional Militia. Second unit of Green Mountain Rangers is also pulling away. Cannon will open fire here. And we're having a hard time actually dislodging the enemy general. Baltimore Dragoons have had enough and are leaving. The elite Mohawk warriors sent away our troops. And we'll go into a critical stage here. Depends on what general first die. I cannot withdraw mine because of heroic death, Tobin Wilcox. That's a damned blow to us, but then again we kill the enemy general, which is good. It's entirely what I need as well. It's still a second general can take over this army. Guess Wilcox is the guy that his bodyguard stays. The other general's bodyguard leaves. Right. Wilcox guys goes back in. Volley by the Spanish. It's the elite Mohawks which are tearing up the Continental Marines. We could lose this one. We could very well lose this one. We've just fired, so it's a counter charge by the Spanish Marines. My general is back. See if he can move maybe into the flank and fire at these. Cannon will fire at the Mohawks. Secondary general is still on the field. This battle has gone on for way too long. Come on, send these guys off. Okay, another marine unit. Oh, this one. No, he's kind of leaving. It's not that he's coming back. He's worried and he might leave. I think we might have shot more of our own guys there. Nice. Charge after and get them. They're tired, but they're very confident. I think we can possibly do a similar thing against the elite Mohawks. And we can claim the narrowest of victories. The problem is that this was them moving out to intercept us and we're not actually fighting them at their capital. Which means that once we win the battle... Okay, the Spanish Marines were forced away. Charge down these. I want the cannon to fire on these. It goes back and forth multiple times. Yeah, we're not gonna have enough men to actually take the enemy capital. Which is gonna be a major concern. Because then we cannot, like, then the battle is kind of, it's kind of been in vain. Because we didn't achieve the goal and we lost a general. The natives of course lost a general as well, but Wilcox was a pretty good general of mine. This battle was dragged on for way too long. It's almost at 40 minutes. It's 37 minutes at this point. Let's make sure that the elite Mohawks doesn't come back. And I want some really good cannon hits on these guys. 53. I'm hoping they're not going to come back. The general has, of course, always the possibility of retreating back to his cannons. I think we have one shot, like musket shot left in these guys. So if we shoot him, that might be enough. Oh, they're broken. And finally, victory was... Nope! I thought I'd kill you off a long time ago, you bloody Mohawks. And they're the ones that can fire bow and arrow at us. We're certainly... You know what, we're gonna have to go for it. They were weakened by that. Ooh, no! That general dies as well. In the dying moments of the battle. Right, with the general dead, I'll order the artillery to fire at them. Both the generals were killed. A disastrous campaign. But we were victorious, but I mean, this is a terrific victory if anything. Here we have the results, which are absolutely abysmal. Only 500 men remain out of the force that went there, and I was about to say the artillery wasn't one of them. Apparently this general is still there, which I don't get, because he died. We lost 2,000 men out of 2,500. The enemy lost 2,500, so 500 men more. However, they have 1,000 men remaining, plus the bodyguard that's afforded to them by holding that region, the capital region. So, Tobin Wilcox died. Apparently, this guy survived. Bennett Fox survived. And unfortunately, we cannot continue our attack. We'll resupply, and then we'll have to fall back. I mean, we cut down a lot of these guys. Damn it. Damn it to hell. I need lots of more troops. All over the place. And then we need to figure out something here. Because this is also causing me a headache. The fact that I cannot actually draw into battle with these bastards. It could be that I just have to amass so many troops here that I can just out-resolve it. Alright. With that disastrous battle, I hope you still enjoy the campaign. I hope that I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.